Sherry lays in her bed and looks over at the wand. She hasn't touched it since that night. She wants to return it, and the spellbook, and the whistle, and the pendant, and wash her hands clean of all of this. She's mad that Alani would blame her for this when clearly that was not her intention to trap them in a loop. If Alani had just listened to her and ditched her brother on his friends, they wouldn't be in this situation. And of course, without fear, Alani just rolls with the punches. Sherry finds herself more frustrated that Alani is giving it her all and thriving. It's like, all this time, she was just made for magic. Sherry, on the other hand, finds wielding magic uncomfortable. The way it sparks and pops going up her spine makes her want to vomit. This, on top of seeing Alani as a natural at magic, has left her discouraged and uninterested in the whole ordeal. Earlier on, she tried asking Alani how it felt to her, wielding magic. But of course, Alani describes it as a rush of adrenaline. She said it felt like finding something that's been missing all her life. Sherry asked Alani if she really felt something was missing for her this whole time. Alani, with the widest smile Sherry had ever seen plastered on her face, said yes and went right back to practicing. Sherry doesn't feel that way at all. She wanted to. She doesn't. This is just one more thing Alani has over her. If her parents knew, technically, she could use magic, her life would be over. Not because they would disown her, but because they would force her life to be all about magic. They'd get in touch with the packed families, they'd find out whose lineage she belongs to, and she'd be shipped away. Even at her age, she wouldn't have the choice. The packed families all train from the moment they can walk. Each family specializes in one type of magic and are made to dedicate their whole lives to their craft. It sounds miserable to Sherry. She's not even good at magic. She'd probably be sent back, and then her parents would disown her. She wasn't the child they thought they were going to have. And now they all have to live with it. Sherry is afraid of life after high school. Her parents are barely around, and when they are, it's all about what college she's trying to get into. She's been lying about applications for weeks now. She can't even get herself to apply to the college Alani said she might apply to. Sherry is terrified of telling her parents that if she was to go, she wants to go to whatever college Alani goes to. They would probably tell her Alani can get into any college she wants and ask Sherry if she can claim the same. She doesn't want to go to some high-end pretentious university like her parents did. They'd most likely pull strings and call up old favors to get her in. Knowing her luck, people would find out and everyone would hate her. Honestly, she doesn't want to go to college at all. But she knows her parents would force her into one regardless. Sherry remembers trying to jokingly say she wasn't going to college. She doesn't dare recall the details, but when her parents were done laying into her, she made her way to Alani's and cried herself to sleep. Alani never even asked what happened to Sherry to turn up at her door in tears. Sherry doesn't think she ever told Alani either. The junkyard isn't the same as the dump. It's mostly discarded metal and wood waiting to be recycled. When Sherry first came here, she expected it to reek. She finds herself at the witch's door. Zarifa opens it before Sherry can even knock, like she had been waiting for her. She has all the things she wants to return in her bag. Zarifa has her come in. Before Sherry can speak, Zarifa asks what she thinks she's doing. Sherry tells Zarifa she wants to be done with all of this. She wants out. Zarifa has her sit and places herself across from Sherry. Sherry comes clean about her struggling with magic, about how she's not cut out for this. She feels like Zarifa is glaring into her very soul, that she can see all her secrets. She feels like Zarifa knows all her shameful thoughts and selfish dreams. She doesn't feel worthy sitting across from her. Zarifa sighs softly and demands Sherry show her hands. In the bubbling whistling of the alchemic instruments, the witch looks over her pupil's palms. After a thorough examination, Zarifa sees the problem lies with Sherry's magic muscle. Because of it taking on such a sudden surge of magic from her one spell with the wand, a child's wish on top of that, it was damaged. Zarifa explains that's why wielding magic has been so painful for Sherry. A brief thought dances into Sherry's head. Maybe she could catch up to Alani. Maybe surpass her. Wishful thinking, she reckons. Zarifa goes over to her instruments and pulls together a concoction. She tells Sherry to take a teaspoon 3 times a day. She can mix it in drinks or food if the taste is too much for her. Once she has taken all of it, and Zarifa has examined her again, she should be ready to continue training. Sherry sheepishly thanks the witch. The witch in turn asks when she'll talk to Alani next. Sherry isn't ready. She says once she is healed. Zarifa passes her lips, but lets it go. Zarifa watches Sherry scurry off. She had the girl leave the wand, but take everything else back with her. The witch thinks one day Sherry might be ready for that wound, which has her wondering if she should give one to Alani too. Keep the girls on an even footing. Sherry isn't yet mature enough in the ways that matter. Alani is no saint. That girl needs to work on her compassion. Both of these young women have scars they need to heal. At least the loop gives them a little extra time to realize that. Zarifa decides to give herself the night to rest, to dream. She wants to try to reach out to the gods on the astral plane. Through her sleep, she follows whispers and warnings. Come morning, she stirs. A folded paper has appeared in the palm of her hand. She cannot read the language on it, and it is still Halloween.